intro song.
Alright. Is that what's on?
No. I'll tell you. I'll give you a signal. I'll give you the signal. You can't see me, huh?
No.
It has to be an audio signal. Alright, got it. I'll give you the audio signal.
Right, man.
No, that wasn't it. That was just me thinking of the audio signal. That wasn't it.
I guess it's not live.
Yeah, I guess not.
I don't know. I don't know if it is. I'm waiting for people to say something in the chat.
No bias here, man. Are we seriously just sitting here not talking when it's live?
Is it live?
Probably live.
It's live.
God, see?
You can talk? No, I never told you to not talk.
Yeah. I'm waiting. Handle it, Steve. This is your part now. This is Ricky's part usually. This is what Rickster does. Rickster's the guy who just talks to the intro. He talks random shit about random things.
Okay.
And like, you know that white guy who ran over Steve at the airport right now?
Oh my gosh. That was so
I
sick.
have a feeling that the YouTube video intro song is super mega loud. So whatever. Look, listen. Internet, it's Thursday. You guys won't even... Oh, what?
What did you do?
It's okay. Don't worry about it. Internet, it's Thursday. How's it going? My name's Eris. You're watching ATP Live. Let me see if I can get through this and fix it and talk at the same time. I'm joined by... Okay, hold on. Let me concentrate. It's not going to work. I got to do one thing at a time, man. I can't do it. Computer. Okay. Internet, how's it going? E3, you know the drill. It was kind of impromptu, though, because there's a Wizard World going on. Sajam's there. Look at them. Sajam and Rip are sharing a room over there. We weren't even going to have a podcast today, but these guys took it out of their time in NorCal, commentating like pros. What do you guys got? Passing notes in class? You're going to have to let the whole class see.
No.
No.
Refuse.
I said, do you like me? Yes or no? You're supposed to circle it. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Man, it's hard to find good help on these podcasts, I'll be honest. Anyway, so now we put it together, and we're all here now.
Okay.
How's it going, guys? You guys take it away for a moment while I fix this problem with the chat window.
Okay.
All right.
So Rip and I are in Sacramento, the worst city on the planet.
Yeah.
All right, good shit. All right, now I'm back.
Okay.
Fixed it. Okay. So E3, everyone's been bugging me on the Twitter, in the chat room. Everyone's asking me my opinions. There was so much stuff that was announced between last week and this week that I needed at least minimum someone to talk to, because there's no way I would remember all that shit.
Eris,
Yeah.
you're hosting Insomnotext though, so they can't see the podcast.
Isn't that supposed to go away when...
It's okay. Somebody in your chat just handled it. They exited host mode. Go on.
But isn't that supposed to end when he goes offline?
People needed to refresh the stream. So anyway, it's working. Move on.
No big deal. No trouble. The important thing to remember is that we're going to be able to discuss our opinions on all this shit before I forget everything and it's all old news. So good shit. And there's so much stuff to talk about too. Every game. I mean, not even just fighting games. Like everything, E3's big news. So I don't know where to start. I want to start at Injustass because we got Sajam and I know you're tickled pink over that shit. But, I mean, can we all agree on that?
Yeah, well, about starting with Injustice.
Yeah,
Injustice Dude, him and I spent like half the car ride talking about how sick Injustice was, and
Wow.
Steve was just sitting in the front brooding.
Okay, this is good. This is good because, so we'll do the good cop, bad cop. I know, Sajam, you're in love with Injustass because that was your first kind of big competitive fighting game. And Rip, I know you played it a lot and liked Injustass Part 1 a lot, but I haven't talked to you guys about Part 2. So why don't we start at the top? I'll let you drive here, Sajam, since you're, you're probably the expert. How do you feel about the game? They announced so much stuff.
Yeah.
And some of it is really great. Some of it is really shitty. The shitty stuff I think is clear, but I think there's some shitty stuff to me that maybe other people don't think is shitty. So we'll get to that. But tell me how you feel about the game from what you've seen.
I think the game looks sick. I like that it's more colorful now, first of all, because like Dude, the first Injustice looked terrible. It was super gray,
Okay.
whack. I think the characters looked interesting. The new characters looked pretty fun. They brought back the 1, 2, 3, so there's 3 attacks, and then there's a trait, which looks pretty sick. Super moves look good. The combos look very similar to the characters that are returning, so they have like the same strings, same attacks. Combat looks fun. Walk speed looks way better. It looks super good, which
That's
is
one of the complaints that people had of Injustice Part 1, right?
right. Was that the walk speed was super slow. Also, dashes are super fast. They also have meter burn dashes, which are now like they traverse basically the entire screen. And there's 4 bars of meter instead of 3, so you have more options for that kind of stuff. They also brought Clash back, and it doesn't look as dorky as it did before. So I'm interested. There's no breaker like MK has, where it's just a 2-bar breaker. They have like a normal
Wager, right?
Yeah, they
Wager
have the
system.
wager system.
Well, okay. From let me just comment on what you said there. I agree with almost.
Last thing though, right? The last
What?
thing that was the air
Air tech, yeah.
Oh, I haven't even actually really even noticed that yet.
It's sort of like you can combo breaker out of it, out of the air, basically, is what it is.
Right, but it allows you to be reset.
Right. So if your opponent reads that you're gonna try to fall out of the combo, they can stop what they're doing, and then you fall, and then they can just punish you.
Is
Right.
that like Alpha 3?
It's I don't know if it's like Alpha 3, but it's people are relating it to Smash Brothers.
Right.
With
so
air dodge.
It costs you like 1 bar to do.
Right.
So you can spend a bar, and then they'll read it, and then still punish you.
And you can also
Go
you
ahead.
can
Go
also
ahead.
choose the direction you want to do it.
Yeah,
like
so
forward or backwards.
I haven't seen it. It's
Yeah.
really like I know people mentioned it. I haven't seen it. It sounds super interesting, but I hope it doesn't add the type of a mix-up that the Marvel thing does, where you in the middle of a combo you can like tag out.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't add that kind of a mix-up. Is that what we're looking at here?
It doesn't stop the flow of the match like that one does.
No.
This
Okay.
is more like it's very fluid and
Hmm.
it's just kind of like if when True Ogre pops out of a combo in Tekken Tag 2.
Oh, okay.
And you just gotta like be ready for it and do the right combo or reset afterwards.
Adjust your combo so you can visually see. Oh, he popped out. Let me fuck him
you
up.
see a little like splash of white stuff on the screen, and then it pops out.
Nice, huh? Sounds good. VR. So, on the topic of Injustass, right? So when I think about the game, I watched it too. I watched it at, all the E3 stuff they showed. Neither of you have played it yet, right?
No.
So let's just get this straight. Sajam, you didn't go to E3. Rip, you did go to E3. But you haven't played Injustass.
Right.
Okay.
Injustice was only in the back, and like they were really busy the one day I went.
Yeah. Okay, so from what I saw of Injustice, I agree with Sajam. It looks way more colorful, and I like that. It just looks better. You want to look at it, and it looks nice to look at. I hate wager system. The wager system returning to me is like, wow, I can't believe they did that. I had heard rumor that a couple months before Injustice Part 1 came out, that they were scrambling whether or not they should keep the wager system, and they decided that they had to because they already recorded all the dialogue between each character. So from hearing that rumor, I thought, well, for sure they're gonna scrap it in Part 2 if they were trying to scrap it in Part 1, and they kept it. So I'm disappointed, though that doesn't mean it's not good. It could be better. Actually, just thinking about the way the life bars are displayed now, I think it's better. Because remember in the old one, they were in a circle. That shit looked super dumb, right? I mean, you guys remember that?
Meter?
Yeah, the meter.
Meter display.
Yeah, the
before
way
It
that-
was in a circle before.
Right.
Yeah.
So now it's in a straight bar, like a traditional fighting game, which that alone makes the wager system better because you can clearly see the bar. But
Yeah.
I just don't really like the idea. So that's one thing I don't like about it. The other thing that I don't like about it, which I think every, tournament, anyone related to tournaments would consider, is the armor thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Crazy.
But the armor thing doesn't apply to tournaments. Like
So,
they've
go
already,
ahead.
they've already said there's gonna be a baseline thing for tournaments.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So the armor thing, the gear system, that's only gonna be for casuals and single player and stuff.
Basically, what the armor thing is something similar to story mode, except it's not story mode. It's just content for the single player, right?
Yeah, so the thing about the armor, though, that's confusing to me is that, so certain characters get special moves from armor that they
Really?
wouldn't have without the armor.
Right. And so I mean, even like that though, like it's
Right.
not gonna be the tournament baseline standard. Like
Right, yeah.
even if they did something like you get EX moves that do different properties, etc. None of that's gonna matter for tournament play because they're planning to have a tournament mode essentially.
Right, there's one that where, so Batman throws battering as his normal special move, right?
Mhm.
So then they have, an armor that when you put it on, he throws 3 batterings. It's like battering.
Yeah.
So if you play the game and you're like, used to the gear, and then you go to a tournament and suddenly you're throwing 1 battering instead of 3, you're gonna be like, what the hell is going on? So they even said like online they're gonna have a mode where it's like,
yeah. Okay. Well, listen. Soul Calibur 2, it's been the hot buzz lately for me, right? That game has a Weapon Master mode. And in Weapon Master mode, it's almost exactly like arcade mode, except you could change their weapons. And the weapons have different properties. Some of them poison the opponent, some of them have a further knockback, etc. That shit was always banned in every tournament, and no one even fucked with it. So this is basically gonna be something like that, where it's in the game, it's for fun, you can tinker around with it, but it's only to lengthen the single-player experience in a genre where everyone knows the single-player experience is kind of short. So yeah. I could see it, I could dig it. Go ahead.
It might be on online mode as well, though.
But it would be a separate online mode, right? Like there's a Weapon Master versus mode in Soul Calibur.
They said if when there comes online, there will be like a tournament mode that you play online and then a gear mode.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like if you want to play casually or screw around or something, or do the thing where your character shoots eye lasers in every direction or something, then you play that mode. If you want to play normal Injustice, you play.
Yeah, like I said, it's very similar to Soul Calibur 2. That has a versus mode and it has a weapon mode versus mode. Like a Weapon Master versus mode as well. So I could see that. I could live with that. Yeah. I'm going to erase that off of my complaint list.
As long as they don't fuck it up and like bring it on full
Come
time.
on, man. Don't ever say as long as they don't fuck it up when we're talking about NRS.
NRS, well, and you know they even said
never?
That.
PC version? Fucking Netkode? Anyway, go ahead.
Actually, that is good news. They said that they're carrying over the new buff Netkode.
Yeah,
I heard that too.
But one thing that they said was they're like, yeah, so the great part about Injustice 2 is that now we're going to have the ability to like change the game more than ever. Like if we want to make changes to the game, we can do that easier than ever before. And I was like, that sounds terrible. Because I feel like they're just going to be like,
we can do it every day now. Isn't that great,
Could
guys?
you imagine the changes every single day to the game or something, or once a week? I'm really worried that they're just going to go nuts. And like one day Superman's 4-2 goes half screen is 10 frames. The next day it goes like a quarter screen and is 3 frames or something.
Today it's high, tomorrow it'll be back to mid.
Yeah, and then
well,
the
what's
next
the difference, dude? It's already like that. It's already like that. I mean, look, at this point, I feel like complaining about NRS, it's Paolo's vision, bro. That's the end of that, you know?
What they really need to change about it? They need to fix it so that they can update the in-game frame data displayed, with the real data at any moment.
They probably can, right? Isn't that what they're...
No, that's always the problem, dude. The in-game data never shows you what the real data is.
No, it's never. It's always all screwed. It's like this move is plus 85 on clock.
Whoops.
Well, I don't know.
That in the next patch, even though
I'm inclined to respond to that with, remember when we didn't even, they used to never show data. Now there is data. But I mean, you're right. If you're going to show it, it should be right. That's like ingredients being included, but they're all in another language or something. I mean, I need to know what's in there. So, yeah, I agree with you. But I didn't even get to my other complaint about the game. I had 3 complaints, and I'm erasing the armor thing off my complaint list. So, we're down to 2 complaints. But everyone who's played the game, and I haven't played it again myself at all, but everyone who's played it is saying it feels almost exactly like the first one. If you played the first one, it's super familiar. You jump right in, same combos, same feel, right? Same forward 3, back 3 transitions. The rules are very similar. When I think that, I'm a little bit disappointed because as far as competitively, and I don't mean on a casual level because Injustass sold really well from what I know, just competitively, people didn't really like it. And I think people didn't really like it even more than Mortal Kombat, which also receives a lot of shit sometimes when it comes to reputation, when it comes to cross-pollination from other games. A lot of people are like, Mortal Kombat, ew. When I went to be on Gutex and Mike Ross's adventures, they were like, Mortal Kombat? I had to pretend like I didn't like Mortal Kombat so I wouldn't feel left out. I was like, yeah, fuck Mortal Kombat, I love Street Fighter, They really were not about it. So, I feel like it's even more so for Injustass. It receives kind of a lot of hate. Remember that first year it was at EVO? It was kind of not received that well. That was his first spotlight, and I don't know. I just feel like if they don't change too much about the game at that level, at the base, it feels fun level, I'm not sure if I like that. That's a complaint I have at this point without playing the game. What are your retorts to that?
Okay, so first of all, like I don't remember that Evo. What was the problem?
That was the one where Superman was.
You just hella zoning Superman all day. Is that what that was?
Whack.
Yeah. So
nobody liked it. The crowd was like a library.
Yeah, it was really bad.
I mean, but okay, so I think that's also like you mentioned, people like it less than MK, and I think that's expected because Mortal Kombat's been around since Street Fighter, basically.
Yeah, but Batman and Superman have been around for the last 60 years.
Not a fighting game, right? So now you have Injustice 2, and I think that since it's a new franchise, building off it this way is not the worst idea. Like, I when I saw it, I was like, man, are they going to make it like MK9 to MKX, where I have to completely relearn Superman, completely relearn Batman, etc.? Like, if they did that, I would have been less interested in it, I think. So, in the thought of building it as a franchise to me is, it's good that it's the same. But I think that the whole air tech system is going to change it a lot competitively. And it's going to make the meter management really important if they keep it the way it is. Because if you can pop out twice in one combo to get double reset, and then you go for your wager, and then you don't have enough meter, and you lose health because of wager too, it's like, that's a crazy amount of meter management for a competitive level.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I think.
Go ahead.
So I think on one hand, I'm happy that the characters are relatively the same, and then they just have new stuff. But there's lots of changes. So like, for instance, Aquaman's Trident Rush is now like full combo punishable on block.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything. They could change that, like you guys said, in a day.
They could. That's true. But it's just, so I'm hoping that, so when Injustice came out, it was like whack. Nobody liked it.
Yeah.
But then by the end of the game, people were much more hot about it, and I hope it starts closer to that version.
What do you mean by the end of the game?
So, like, the next year at EVO, it was there. Because the first year was when Superman was crazy and body.
Yeah.
The next year at EVO, I think people were much happier about it. There was, like, that final patch they did, like the 1.0 whatever patch, patched a billion times, where people thought the game was more fun and people liked it more. And there was more variety in characters, so I'm hoping it ends up more like that. I also hope that there's a lot of new characters so that we don't have the same characters in the same sets. I hope like 10 characters come back and then there's like 15 new characters.
See, that would solve my complaint, right? Because even if all the returning characters were the same, there would be so many new ones it wouldn't really matter anyway. But
it's at least halfway new characters and more new characters.
That's what they've shown so far, right? I mean,
it's been 50-50.
3 and 3. So Superman, Batman, Aquaman returning, and then Supergirl, Gorilla Grodd, and Atrocitus.
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay. So my stance on it is, it's a guaranteed 100% buy. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna play it. There's no question. I'm gonna laugh and have fun, like we always do with NRS games. They're the funniest fighting games in the business.
And their scene is just something else.
And Injustice, I think, in particular, it's hilarious, man. The supers and the interactable.
Oh, yeah. I totally wasn't even considering the over-the-top punch you into space, punch you through the earth, all that shit. Man, yeah, that's good stuff. That's good quality, funny stuff while we're being into competitive fighting games. I always like to laugh, so I'm always down with that. It's just that, I want the best product possible to come out. So there's no reason to not voice our complaints, And there's also, you have to consider the idea of testers too. That's always an NRS issue with new games. So we'll see how that pans out, right? Testers being allowed in tournaments. And then look at that. All the testers in the tournaments, they all are fucking ancient history on hieroglyphics now. All those remember all that tester advantage that they claim doesn't fucking exist? Yeah, sure it doesn't.
Wonder Chef, he's still winning tournaments?
Yeah, he sure is. He sure is in a fucking suit. Hey, did you notice that those two guys are wearing the exact same suit now? Godspeed and Chef?
That's because they watched Street Fighter Crash and they're like, this commentary is better. We should copy this. So
I don't know. I was just thinking, I thought it was funny. Like, someone was like, look, dude.
That's fucked up, man. Chef has come a long way, right? He's carrying that team now.
I like Chef's commentary, actually.
I wasn't even commenting on their commentary. I was commenting on their suits because...
I don't like the matching suits at all.
I think it's funny because someone stepped in and was like, look, give your dads back their suits and take these suits because they fit.
And Brad was the correspondent or whatever on there.
How did that happen?
Dude, he's making things look good over there. That's all I can tell.
Yeah,
how did that happen? That's crazy. Brad, out of nowhere, Sonic Boom Brad.
And like, I'm telling him, I'm like, dude, you should see if you could do this for more things. Like, I don't know, you should be on ESL more. They're doing the Street Fighter event or whatever they announced.
Yeah, it's not like he needs to know about Mortal Kombat to do what he did. He was like, what up? Hey.
Yeah, it's like, tweet in.
Yeah, tweet me and you'll win this cool t-shirt. See ya. You know,
All
whatever.
he has to do is smile and be on camera. That's perfect.
Right. So, okay, good shit, whatever. Okay, anything else with Injustass? I mean, we're all, no matter what, we're all excited about it and happy
We're
to
all gonna
hear.
buy it.
Yeah.
I mean, the story mode's continuing. I know a lot, like, you guys don't particularly care, but it's
I thought the story mode was alright in the game.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
I'll
it's
play it.
continuing off where the first one left off.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I had no idea. That's cool.
So it's a true sequel in that sense. There's something else. Fuck. You said you had 3 complaints, Eric. You only listed 2, I think.
No, you listed 3.
Yeah, I
Okay.
erased one.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
yeah. So, okay, next game. For me, for fighting games, at E3 specifically, I completely ignored Street Fighter, though I know some shit came out, and we'll get to Street Fighter.
It's just Ibuki, playable, and...
They
And
had
a little bit of Balrog, right? They showed
Yeah.
Balrog and shit.
What was in the story? Yeah.
Yeah, I should mention that like the Capcom booth, Street Fighter 5 had like the same amount of area it had last year, basically. So
Yeah,
it was
a big
pretty
part.
sizable portion of Capcom space at E3.
Yeah. It was a
Yeah.
big booth last year.
Mhm.
Oh
my.
yeah, KOF. KOF was another one that was really like a big, fighting game at E3 that I completely ignored. So I'm gonna get KOF. It looks kind of whatever right now. It looks like an episode of the fucking Simpsons or Family Guy or some shit. Remember that episode of the Simpsons where it became 3D? Homer was 3D. I feel
Yeah.
like that's what it looks like in some of the supers. They showed Chang and Choi. I saw a trailer with the villains. And that other guy, I might use that other guy. The guy that uses like the Lisa Simpsons punches. I don't know what his name is, but
Oh, yeah.
they basically, over there at KOF, I feel like they got the same idea that they do at NRS, where they just make up these fucking characters and pretend like they're real. Atrocitus and Watermelondra, and like, it's just whatever, let's make shit up. So I'll play along. You want to make characters up? Sure, I'll play along. But I don't really have anything to say about those 2 games. For me, even over Injustass, Tekken 7 was really like exciting. I was super excited because I was watching the Ekbok conference, and I was like totally not expecting Tekken there.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, Harada was there and Michael Murray was there, and they started talking about Tekken, and they revealed that it's early 2017 release date. So that's the big news, other than the Steam PC release. That's the 2 big pieces of news, right? I gotta be honest, I'm a little bit butthurt that it's not a real release date. It's like a part of next year, and I'm also a little butthurt that it is next year and it's not like November, because I think one of the last conversations that you and I had, Rip, before that was like it could come out this November because that's when they always release Tekkens and blah blah blah. So I was a little disappointed, but the Steam thing is great news. I think if they hadn't done that, they would have been just like booed to death. So good shit, saving your own asses, putting the game on. I don't know why I'm propping them so hard, right? They basically had to do it, but yeah, good shit.
I'll put the game on Steam 100%.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm gonna buy both versions. I think it's pretty important too for me. So, but I mean, as far as Tekken 7 goes, they didn't really show anything else, right? They showed some story mode, how the game transitions seamlessly from a cutscene into the game. I think they really emphasized that because Capcom has recently been fucking that region of fighting games up. Story mode, inclusion of things like that. So it seemed like they were trying to emphasize that. Go ahead, what's up?
Capcom's gonna have their big push for story mode this month.
Yeah, but the game came out like 6 months ago, and that's like a embarrassment.
They announced at the same time back then, right? I mean, yeah, Tekken had to do it, and they've been talking about putting something in anyway, so we knew it was coming. It's finally time that they showed it, though. And it's good that it's the way I'm kind of hoping it's going. I don't know.
Well, I mean, these are things that, like, I think now over the years, maybe not only myself, lots of people may not have cared about these types of single player modes, but now that we've learned so much that we have over the years, I think it's pretty clear that these types of things are super mega important. So they're emphasizing it, they're making it look good. It's got like this anime kind of epic fight feel where it transitions between the fight scene to the regular fight. And I like that. They added quick time events too for story mode, whatever. X is square and square is A is X, and whatever. But anything else? Did you get to play Tekken 7? Or go ahead, Sajam, what's up?
So yeah, I have a small thing. I'm just happy Akuma's like a big part of the story. It looks like.
Oh yeah,
right,
Like
yeah.
he's super in there, and like so for me, I'm just like all in on Akuma. I'm like, that's my boy. Like obviously, I'm like, oh, I gotta play Akuma. And like he's.
This is really funny. This is internet. This is the fucking design. This is by design, right?
their target audience, I think.
He's never played any Tekken games before. He barely knows about Tekken, but he's interested. He's got a smile on his face because of Akuma. So.
Yeah, he looks sick. Like,
right?
dude, that cutscene was actually ridiculous. Like, Heihachi bodies Akuma, and I was like, yeah. And then he gets up and does the demon. I was like, what?
Yeah,
Like,
he
was
does
so
the demon,
sick.
and Heihachi's like, what the hell? That was kind of strong.
Yeah.
You hear this, nerd? You hear him? This is exactly what we want. This is exactly why he's there. All you Tekken fans that are butthurt about Akuma being there, you got to realize you're going to get lots more people to play against. Nobody wants to play alone. There's going to be a lot of Akuma players out there. Yeah. And when they realize Akuma fucking sucks, they're going to pick up a real character and play some Tekken, you know? So
it's a problem.
Well, yeah, Akuma's pretty good. I've been hearing.
And then, I don't know. The game looks cool. You got to play it, right?
Go ahead, yeah.
I played the story mode. I only got to play it once, though. And essentially, when you get in there, you can actually choose if you want to play as Akuma or Heihachi. And that first step, when I saw that there was an option to choose, I thought it was going to be like, wow, maybe there's 2 story arcs, you know? And it turns out it's just like you watch the same cutscene. You don't get to input the QuickTime events for Heihachi. And then just go straight to the match and you're Akuma to play instead. So I don't know if that's just like an E3 demo thing or what, but right now it's a little lackluster compared to what it could have been, I think. But you know, maybe this week
plenty of fucking time to add a,
Harada and Michael Murray are here at Wizard World this weekend.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll ask him about that because.
Okay, so here's where everybody watching who wants to know something about about Tekken or whatever, hit up Rip. Are you gonna fucking interview these clowns or what?
That is the plan. I'm on the panel. I'm on the brochure and all that.
Right. So Rip is supposed to be able to interview these guys on this weekend's, what is it called? Tekken Talk?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tekken Talk, hosted by Markman. His Twitter's right there in the chat room. No Pants put it up. Repaul. Let him know what the questions are. You know, it really makes it easier for people like myself and Rip when we're interviewing people like Harada. When you bring up the questions and you're like, ask him about this shit, ask him about that shit. Just make sure they're not stupid questions, you know, because, man, I watched I've been watching E3, right? And I've been like, just, you know how it's like gaming, I don't know what to call it. Like you just watch E3 with the chat, basically. That's what I've been doing, right? So I was watching an interview by Capcom, streamed by Lord Hans. The interview was with the guys who made Resident Evil, right? The new one, right? And this interviewer, the guy who they got to interview, these two the director and producer or whatever, he was asking them the dumbest questions that he knew they couldn't answer. Like, is Wesker in it? Who's the last boss? And the most fucked up thing is, we got a translator and these guys are 2 fucking Japanese guys, so it takes like 20 minutes for each question. So I watched an hour of this interview where that guy fucked everything up for an hour. Then some guy sent me a 10-minute interview where the questions were appropriately asked, and I got way more info out of that 10-minute interview than I did out of the 1-hour-long Capcom interview. So sorry I went on that, tangent, but ask him the questions so he knows what to ask, and that's the way you get good interviews. We're going to get good info. So good shit. That's supposed to be what, this Saturday?
Yeah, this Saturday.
Yeah.
Do we have a time? We have a time.
Yeah, I can look it up, actually. I can tell you guys what it is.
That guy was trash. That
Yeah?
guy was... I don't know if they, it could have been one of those situations where they were like, hey, get some fucking moron real quick. But I'm telling you, that better be the only explanation.
So, the Tekken Talk is 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. PST.
Pacific.
Okay. So
Saturday.
make sure you check it Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
make
I mean,
sure you check that
apparently from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., Harada and Michael Murray are playing people from the audience here.
Okay.
So if you guys want to watch them play Tekken.
So he's going to train me so I can beat Harada.
Damn.
Sounds doable. He's whack. Last time I played him, he was trash.
All right, cool.
Well, Sajam's even more trash.
No, I'll
It's
just play.
crazy.
Kuma's playable, I'll just play Akuma, and hopefully I can do it.
Could be. Wow. That would be crazy.
So basically, the moral of the story here is, if you feel like you're not up to date with the latest news as far as Tekken goes, you're going to be up to date if you watch this interview, because basically everything that Harada and Michael Murray can tell you, they will tell you at this interview. So good shit. Markman's orchestrating it. Lord Rip's going to be there. It's going to be cool. Keep an eye out for that. Anything? Go ahead.
So at at E3, I got to play FR there as well, the newest version.
Sure.
And one of the things that we wanted to happen is happening. They have the old FR outfits or old Tekken 7 outfits and the new FR outfits available and selectable in both colors.
I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take credit for that. That was my idea.
But yeah, it's in there. So like, but I've only seen it for 3 characters so far: Ling, King, and Steve. You use punches to pick the FR outfits. You know, one goofy. Use kicks to pick the old outfits.
That's sick.
You know why? You know, normally, you know why I think I'm taking credit for that? Because when I brought it up to Michael Murray, he had this look in his face like, "Oh, you think that'd be a good idea, huh?" I was like, "What do you mean you think that'd be a good idea? Of course it would be a good idea." So I don't know.
That just means that he already had it in there, dude.
Maybe it does, but either way, I just took credit for it. I coined that idea. But anyway, okay, who cares about who coined the idea? That's great news.
Right.
So we're gonna get multiple colors and costumes for each character. That's fantastic. Anything else? Oh, someone in the chat room mentioned that Josie's super has changed animation.
Really?
I didn't know that.
That's
good.
Yeah, I mean,
A lot of
there's
characters did from 7 FR, right?
Yeah.
There's the supers. Yeah, the cameraman at least changed on a couple of them. You know, some of them are completely new animations. I don't think the game's done yet either. So, I mean, they have the arcade release date that we got announced, which was, I think, July 5th.
Oh, yeah. July 4th or 5th, I think.
Yeah, July 5th, I'm pretty sure, in Japan is when Tekken 7 FR will come out finally. So that'll be the official final version until they add more characters, etc., until console release.
Yeah, but the way they also recently announced the arcade model for FR is going to be that they're going to support it long into its lifespan. So they're going to add characters. Basically, that means we're going to release the game on whatever, and we're going to add a shitload of characters. What's that noise?
Sorry, that's me.
Was that an airplane?
What?
It sounds like there's like an airplane flying by or some shit. Anyway, whatever, no big deal.
He's he's a
That's
moron.
not even us.
Is that me? There's an airplane outside? Anyway, okay, what else is going on? What else? Is there anything else to talk about as far as Tekken goes? I mean, is there anything that's changed system-wise? Movement? People have been mentioning that it looks like they move much faster in the latest version of FR.
Yeah, I don't know about all that, but somebody was telling me about Rage Drive, and I don't know if this is correct, but they were saying you can use it as a cancel of some sort. Some short,
huh? What kind of cancel? What are you canceling?
Like either you're doing a string and then you cancel it into your Rage art, or your Rage Drive. Sorry,
What's a Rage Drive?
Rage Drive is the new name for Rage Attack. The blue.
No way! They changed the name of Rage Attack?
Rage Attack. Okay, so first of all, the supers are the Rage Arts. What you used to call the blue outline things, which were Rage Attacks, are now Rage Drives.
Oh, man.
What are Rage Attacks now?
Rage Attacks are still Rage Attacks. No, sorry, wait, what? Fuck. Rage Attacks is just gone. Rage Attacks are Rage.
There's no Rage Attacks anymore?
Rage Attacks don't exist.
Only Rage Drivers.
I mean, technically, if you have Rage Mode and you're attacking people, those are probably Rage Attacks.
Alright, got you. Maybe that's why they didn't want to do it. Confusing. Alright, okay, who gives a shit? Anything else about that? Anything?
Well, just that it might be cancelable. Like, you might be able to do, like, say, Law 4-3 Shaolin spin kicks into Rage Drive. You know, I don't know if it's true or not, but I got to test it out this weekend if I get to play it.
Oh yeah, that's right. New version's gonna be at Wizard World, right?
Hopefully. I don't know for sure yet, but I assume
that'd be cool. Okay. Next caller. What's the next game? We talked about more on combat. We talked about Injustass.
You know, one more thing, just real quick. You mentioned that Tekken 7 FR, the arcade model, they're planning to support it long into the future.
Yeah.
Ed Boon on an interview also said the same thing about MKX and Injustice. He said something along the lines of like, you know, they're asking him like, you guys keep going back and forth between these two franchises.
Yeah.
You know, is it tiring, whatever? And he says like, well, you know, we're looking to push things out even further this time. And you know, it seems to me that from what he was saying, Combat Pack 3 is likely, and Injustice 2 will also.
No way. That's not what. That I know the interview you watched. I saw the same interview too. From what I got from it was he said, so for a few years now you've been going back and forth between the titles. Is that going to be a continuing trend? And he responded saying that they want to support these games deeper into their lifespan, so that could push out, you know, the length between each game, but that they're still planning on making each game. But I don't think that suggests at all that they're going to make another combat pack, though.
They're going to make another combat pack.
You think they're going to make another combat pack?
Combat Pack 3 confirmed.
Confirmed? You talked to Paolo Garcia?
I didn't talk to anybody. Confirmed. With a K.
With a K?
With a
Which letter did you replace with a K?
The F.
Oh shit! That's crazy. Okay, well, who gives a shit? Next caller. Is there anything else to talk about as far as Tekken's concerned, or can we move on to Clay Fighter? I almost misspoke.
Yeah, I think that's all for Tekken, I think.
Okay. Good shit. I'm super excited. I mean, duh. I'm a little disappointed that I still gotta wait so long, but it looks like I'm gonna end up playing the fucking Dolphin version of Soul Calibur 2 while I wait. What other games are we talking? Oh yeah, Street Fighter. They talked about the story mode. I saw Mike Ross fight against Combo Friend, and they showed Ibuki. I've seen a little bit of footage of Balrog. He looks really cool to me. He looks way cooler than he's ever looked. I heard he doesn't have a headbutt though, which is kind of weird.
So Mike tried to headbutt with charge, and he couldn't do it. But maybe headbutt's in there with like a different input, like
DT?
Now.
Yeah, could be.
I don't know. He tried to headbutt, but he also did the dash punches, and they're so fast.
Oh, really?
Dude, they are like ST speed. It's like straight. You're like,
Wow.
what? How did he cover that much distance?
Cool. That sounds good. I want the DLC characters to be great. You know, it looks like Guile's turning out to be really good. I've been watching. Chris G's doing great.
Yeah.
So also with Balrog, they showed his V skill, and it kind of looks like Steve's turn that he does.
Albatross?
Yeah, the spin that he does, it looks like that, where he like spins to the side and he could do stuff out of it, like dash punches or
That's
whatever.
pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's like you V skill and then you hit like a punch or a kick, and he does different dash.
I'm sure it goes through fireballs, right?
Probably, yeah.
All right, yeah, that's cool. I've been saying that Street Fighter desperately needs something cool to happen, and that's a good thing. A new character that looks good visually is really important, so I'm happy about that. Also, they need to be lighting candles over there at Capcom that Chris G is making the game look so fucking entertaining, and that guy Stupendous too, right? Stupendous and Chris G are just making Street Fighter V look hella watchable when it might not be. You know, it's like one of those things where Capcom should be gobbling these guys nuts. No one else is fucking taking advantage of Geef, and this guy's just making it into like a spectacle. It's really cool.
He got third yesterday, and Snake Eyes playing Ryu got 17th.
Snake Eyes tied with Sajam.
I got tied.
Yeah, but
Snake Eyes.
Why you guys gotta bring that kind of stuff up, man? I mean,
it's Sajam, dude.
It's a practice. Oh shit, you guys are really digging in, right?
Dude, I mean, I'm just saying, like, why isn't he playing Geef? I don't know.
Are you listening to these guys? They're fucking letting Snake Eyes have it right now. Red Bull Snake Eyes, you better perform, bitch.
Damn, he's finger gunning for that Red Bull title?
I want Monster.
Well, from what
You want Monster? Wow. All right, confirmed. He's off Red Bull team.
That's a lot of pressure, man, and he's trying to figure out. It's a new game, you know? I mean, whatever, dude. It's fucking a lot of pressure. Plus, half the time it seems like he's out fucking playing NBA Jam with like fucking some random basketball player and shit.
I asked him about why he didn't go to Combo Breaker, and he's like, yeah, I had like a photo shoot, and then like, and I'm just like, oh my god, yeah.
Maybe he doesn't even need to be good at the game. Maybe who gives a fuck? I'll get 32nd place and check out my Lamborghini, right?
Yeah, dude, I guess, yeah.
I don't know what the true Hollywood story is with that, but he's been getting his shit pushed in lately, so I'm not going to defend you much longer, Dragon Eyes. You better get to work, amigo. I'm going to be on that side of the camera soon talking shit, bro. Step it up. 17th ain't going to cut it, muchacho.
No, dude, that V skill absorb on the Nash kick.
Yeah, man, that was so sick. It turned into a gift that made it to my morning timelines and shit, dude. I saw that when I was taking a shit. That's how you know it was dope, man. Made the morning shit timeline. Awesome. Good shit. Stupendous and Chris G as well. Really making what looked like a boring, shitty character really fun to watch. So, awesome. What else?
Never mind.
Other games? Clay Fighter, anything else to talk about with that? Do we know what the next, release is? It's the 16th of June.
They didn't say the date, huh?
They just said June update. We have 13 days left for them to release.
And what's in the update? Just story mode, or do we get another character?
Story mode and Ibuki. Maybe they'll drop Balrog too. No, I doubt it.
Unlikely, huh?
Yeah, because story mode has all the DLC characters.
All the DLC characters are playable in it.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen them all because they haven't shown all of story mode.
So when you get story mode at the end of the month, though, you'll be able to play Urian.
And Jury.
Right.
And Balrog.
Huh. But not in versus mode, only in story mode.
Only in
Right.
story, and they're not complete, obviously.
Yeah, not balanced.
You have the PC version.
You're gonna be able to play them in versus mode.
Interesting. You just hack it and put a mod on there so you could see Jury's dick, and boom, we're in.
Sounds good.
Yes. Speaking of Jury's dick, are you guys excited about fucking
He's stealing your
finally?
gimmick, dude.
Are you excited about finally seeing dicks and all kinds of pepperonis and shit in Tekken? You know how many weird mods we're gonna get? Labia Majoras? Who knows what we're gonna end up seeing? I'm amped up. Tekken on Steam. I'm excited.
Dude, can we mod Ganryu's face to be Rixta's face?
Look, you're the computer scientist. Don't ask me. Leave the
Yeah, I'm
streaming.
just not
to
an
me.
artist, man. I'm just not an artist. I mean,
Well,
it's
don't
technically
talk. Don't ask me, bro.
Someone's got to make that happen.
Look, what's the next topic? I'm getting antsy.
Killer Instinct.
Oh, fine.
Killer Instinct? You want to? Well, okay, we'll talk about it. Well, go ahead. First of all, no one's pronounced it that way in a while on this show.
Killer
so
Shitstink.
No.
Oh,
Get it straight, bro.
Killer Bitch Stink.
That's more like it. Don't
Alright.
ever diss me again. Go ahead.
Shitstink?
Yeah, that makes,
That's pretty good, actually.
that makes way more sense.
I might actually go for that. All right. Go ahead. Killer bitch stink. What about it? What do you want to talk about?
They have a new character, Ram.
Donkey Kong?
They announced, yeah, Donkey Kong's next, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So they announced at E3, they were like, hey, so Ram's a character and he's playable right now. And
Oh, that's pretty cool.
yeah, so Ram is playable like right now. I was playing him yesterday. I was streaming him. He's super
Who's
fun.
Ram?
Basically, he's from Gears of War.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah. He's basically Geef. He has like the same moveset. He has like a focus attack, like Street Fighter 4 Geef. He has like a focus attack,
Wow.
command throw, and like yeah, he has like a lariat move where he does stuff above him. He's actually really super fun, and if you've never played KI, he's like the perfect starting character.
Really?
Stomps the crap out of you. He has like an OTG stomp move.
What the hell is so funny?
He has like an OTG stomp move. That's sick.
I want to know what's funny. Is there someone making fun
Kill
of
Oh,
someone?
shit, dude. This guy was so sick after Combo Breaker, dude. You don't even know, man.
What?
No.
What?
You were so sick after Combo Breaker.
What does that have to do with it being funny?
Killer Shitstink, man. From this guy, it's great. It's so good. I'm sorry. Go on.
Anyway, so yeah, Ram looks cool.
I'm starting to think Rip's a stoner.
He's a weirdo. I don't like him.
Go ahead. Ram's cool.
Ram's cool. They showed off a new mode, Shadow Lords, which is like a single player thing. That looks like it's a single player thing.
That's cool.
They announced $100,000 Killer Instinct
Ooh.
for online and offline tournaments.
Ooh, that's more like it. News that I can give a little bit of a shit about. Nice. Okay.
So is that like online, on offline? Is that what you're saying?
Online and offline tournaments. So that means like
Nice.
all.
Stop, dude.
Hey, go excuse
Hi.
yourself to the ladies' room and sort your shit
Good.
out if you can't
Good.
handle
Yeah.
it.
So they announced, so like they do like the online series stuff. So there's that. Plus they have KI Cup and all the events that they go to. I'm surprised they haven't announced anything for Evo if there's 100,000 on for tournaments. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty sick. I'm happy that Microsoft's supporting the game. It's cool.
So am I. And on the topic of Evo, can you believe it's less than a month away now? What the hell is so funny? This
It's
guy's
like
a fucking
so
stoner.
CEO is actually next weekend, and then there's like 2 weeks after that is Evo. It's like super
Can't believe
soon.
it. I know. CEO is next weekend. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's super soon. Wow, this guy Rip is fucking.
What is so funny over there? Lay off the reefer, you fucking low-tier Indian. Jesus. What
Dude,
is
our
going on?
Uber driver today, when we got in the car, it smelled like a flower store. I was like, this
Dude,
guy,
for
and
real.
he like pulls up and just like, and he just looked at us. He didn't get out of the car to help us open luggage. He just
Get
like
out of the car. It's an Uber. What the fuck do you think this is? They don't get
like
tips.
off the trunk and everything. He just like sat in there. And
These
he
guys are so Hollywood, they want their Uber drivers to suck their dicks too?
We got recognized at the airport today.
We did,
And it was
dude.
really okay. So it was badly done. So like this guy was like, we're just standing in line. He like is like, hey Sajam and Rip, is that you guys? And we turn around. He's like, let's take a picture. Boom. And he like took it instantly. And we're like, what the
Oh,
fuck?
you didn't get to touch your hair 20 times before?
No, I just like, yeah, my hair was not looking good.
He was prepared. That guy had the phone app ready. Like, I mean, yeah, he had everything ready. He just basically, he had decided in his mind, like,
he was
these
taking a
guys,
picture.
these guys might say no. I got the camera ready. I'm gonna click this photo no matter what.
Paparazzi? You guys got to deal with paparazzi now?
He was like, Sajam Rep, hey, it's you guys. All right, cool, boom.
Damn.
Picture and he was out of there. And I was like, what the hell just happened?
You guys are too esports. You get paparazzi now. They're gonna start taking video of you getting in and out of cars to catch your upskirt and shit. Put it on TMZ. Yeah. All right. Good shit, guys. Getting esports.
Yeah.
Okay. Killer bitch think. All right.
$100,000 Raam.
Raam. Okay. Raam's gonna be in the game. What else?
That's pretty much it. Game is cool.
Wait, did you talk about Shadow Lords already?
Yeah, I said Shadow Lords is gonna be there. It's like a single player.
No, I meant stop talking about Killer and
Yeah, that's
start
basically
talking about the
what I
next
was
thing.
trying to
That's
do
what I
too.
meant.
Got it.
KOF. It's KOF. It looks.
Yeah, whatever. KOF. None of us really care that much about it enough to know more than
fun.
we're gonna play it. Yeah, we're gonna play it. It looks
I
fun.
played it at E3,
And it was available at WNF too.
yeah, it was.
Oh yeah.
And it's definitely ugly.
Yeah.
It's definitely ugly.
Yeah, but ugly. I know. That's it.
That was it.
I thought you were gonna say like, but on the bright side.
But on the bright side,
Fuck. No
felt
redeeming
pretty good.
qualities.
It felt pretty good.
The game looks slower than KOF 13, but
Oh, man. Eagerly waiting for the rest of that sentence was disappointing.
Yeah.
Come on.
it looks better in person, but it still looks gross.
Yeah.
Gross. Damn. She hit every branch on the way down. Yikes.
Yeah.
All
Hey,
right.
wait a second. Does KOF have a history of bad netcode as well? Did they ever fix that?
Yeah, the netcode sucked in the last game, right?
Wow, this game might be total. Yeah.
I hope it's good. Even NRS games have good netcode now. What year is this?
Yeah,
crazy.
that's crazy. Well, I wouldn't say games. I wouldn't pluralize it just yet there. They haven't come out with another game with good netcode yet. And technically, they haven't even come out with one game with good netcode. They patched one of their games with good netcode. So we'll see about that. It could take them 6 months to figure out Injustass, right? So we'll see.
That
but-
sounds exactly like NetherRealm. It's like your
Exactly.
netcode and you've messed it up. How is that possible?
Speaking of NetherRealm, since they're on the tips of our mouths, they just had ESL, fucking Sonic Fox, it's a three-peat, he's unstoppable, mega genius, can't stop him, right? They gave away all that money, that was really cool. I think I watched almost all of it, and I thought it was a pretty cool presentation overall. You know, it gets a little cheesy with the over-the-top esports stuff. And also, I thought it was pretty embarrassing during, like, the lunch break where the losers bracket was going on and there was no one there. So it was, like, this extravagant stage. You remember that show, the WMAC Masters? It just reminded me of that show where the set was, like, empty. You don't remember that show? That show was tight. Well, anyway, whatever. The point is that it looked like just, like, empty and embarrassing in that regard. So they should have gotten people to sit there, or they should have arranged the camera in a way where it didn't matter how many people were there. Speaking of the camera, Combo Breaker happened to have all their camera shots set up in a way where it looked so crowded there all the time. So this is a great example of one tournament doing a great job of making it look packed, and the other tournament doing a terrible job. Empty seats.
did everything right though. That's the thing, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, just about. Combo Breaker was a home run, and this was pretty good too. You know, it was pretty good. They showed Injustass. I thought it was an entertaining, tournament overall. And huge congrats to Sonic Fox. Good shit. But the big problem really that I saw was Alien, right? Alien is a huge issue, and it doesn't seem like there's any foreseeable change in the future, except Rip just mentioned he thinks
I think they're gonna patch the game again.
When?
I don't know.
They don't have a lot of fucking time. Evo's coming. You know, I was kicking
I
it
don't
with
think
that.
it'll be
It's not
before
about for Evo. Yeah.
I think it'll be later.
So it's going to be after Evo.
Yeah.
When literally no one cares
Well,
about
they
it.
I
could
think
patch
that's-
it before Evo, right? What's the cutoff date?
July 15th, right? I mean, I guess they
No.
could.
Not July.
It can't be July 15th.
Or June
Are you
15th.
stoner?
It's already
It's
the
June
6th.
15th.
Oh, well, then, yeah. That's what I
It's
meant.
past the cutoff date. That's
yeah,
it.
It's not happening.
Yeah, I don't think
not
it's
for
happening.
Evo, but I do think the game will get patched.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
so.
it has to get patched. Right now, it's terrible. If you get a mirror match Alien in grand finals, it's like two pigs 69ing. It's the
So-
worst sound.
Top three was Alien, Melina, Alien, which is
Yeah.
like the Alien and Melina are like the two characters everybody talks
Yeah,
about
yeah.
as being the best. So
Right.
yeah, it was super whack.
That's crazy. Well, okay. I hope they fix it, but at the same time, you know they're working on Injustass Part 2, so
Yeah.
pretty interesting. But anything else? I mean, we talked about all the fighting games. We know CEO's coming up next week. Probably no podcast next week. That's my guess. I'm going to be there. That's the plan, at least. And Rip, you're going to be there. Sajam, you're going to be there, right?
I'll be there.
I might not be there.
You're not going? He doesn't know yet. Well, I mean, technically, I don't know yet either for 100%. So, but I mean, the plan is I'm planning on going to Sajam. You said you're going? I'm
already going. Good.
You said you're going. Good shit. It's a really big tournament in case you don't know what it is. Yeah. CEO is... I've never been to one, but people tell me that it is the biggest non-EVO tournament of the year, especially now that this year final round kind of, slipped up a little bit. So right as final round dropped the ball, you know who came up and scooped it up. Combo Breaker and CEO. And I went to Combo Breaker this year. That shit was fucking Ozfest with the stage and everything. So,
dude, it's so good.
Yeah, super awesome tournament. So these are some pretty big shoes to fill. But word on the street is that the fucking best tournament there is, other than EVO, is CEO. And I'll be there next week. So I'm pretty excited about that. There's going to be lots of stuff to watch and consume next week out of that tournament. I assume they're going to have tons of streams. You know the Tekken channel is going to be going. Go ahead.
He said that there is 10 streams for CEO.
Wow.
There's going to be 10 streams. It's going to be my first CEO also, and I'm really curious to see what it's like.
Oh, you've never been there either?
Never
okay, so
been.
yeah, you guys, I mean, it's bigger than Combo Breaker was this year.
Oh,
really?
Wow. In terms of like the area?
Size and number of entrants and stuff.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is...
Combo Breaker was huge. That sounds
Breaker
crazy.
a lot.
All right, good shit. So yeah, that's CEO. Is there anything going on this weekend that we're forgetting about?
Wizard World.
Oh yeah. That's one you gotta definitely watch. That's gonna be good. Not only for Tekken, but also for Street Fighter, because this is gonna be Flo's first tournament for Street Fighter. Flo's going. Justin's gonna be there. Gutex. This is in NorCal.
I think Filipino Champ will be here.
Mm-hmm.
Ricky will be here. I hope PR Rog comes out too, because he's in NorCal. All the NorCal guys are. So
I think that maybe Jimmy J. Tran might enter Street Fighter as well.
Oh my god!
He is so sick.
I've heard that Jimmy J. Tran destroys everyone in Street Fighter, but nobody knows it. And he plays Fang. Yeah. And he might enter if he's not a bitch. He might enter.
I've been talking about how he should come out to just give up his spot for the Tekken tour.
Well, he should come out for both.
But I didn't even consider that he could come and not enter Tekken and enter Street Fighter 5. I would be super hyped for that.
Or both. Like I said, why not both? I think this also, we're not sure if Anakin's gonna go. He did mention traveling to some of these tournaments to practice up. He's already gotten a spot, so I don't know if he's gonna go either. So I think both for Tekken and for Street Fighter, maybe unlike some of the other Wizard World tournaments, this one is starting to stack up to be like a real, super mega tournament.
Some of them have been good for one game or the other, but I think this is going to be good for both.
So
SoCal is coming out for Tekken, right?
There's a couple players for sure. I think Kane is coming out. I think Weapon X is coming. I think Rixta is going to be here.
Nice.
And Jackie Tran from Vegas is also coming.
Nice.
Tim is coming. And I assume the NorCal guy, 725, said he's going to go.
Beautiful.
So there's a couple Steve players in there as well. So it's going to be a very interesting tournament. Also, I heard the Lily player from Portland. What is his name? Kenji, the cheater.
Oh, yeah.
Stage.
Yeah.
He should be coming down as well. Yeah. And Princess Ling.
Competition sounds mega stacked for both games. So this weekend is going to be something good to watch. I see Mau Mau also mentioned Dreamhack this weekend. Has a lot of Japanese players.
That
if
is
you're
a
interested
premiere
in
event for Street Fighter 5.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a premiere. So
a lot of them super high-ranking Japanese players are going to go attend that to try and get their spot and their points and stuff from the premiere event. So that's big news too. So that's this weekend. That's next weekend. Good shit. Is there any other games that you guys really can remember from E3 that you're super excited about? So going into E3, I was kind of not excited because I heard about a bunch of shitty games, ideas that I didn't like. Then I started to get amped up over all these games that I thought were going to get announced, and none of them got announced. So no Souls game, no Demon Souls game, no Evil Within 2. I mean, all these things that I was expecting didn't end up getting announced. But it ended up being even hyper than I thought it would. Games that I never gave a shit about looked better than I thought they could have. Like, for example, God of War. That shit looks way better than it ever has, right? And other games, too. There's that zombie game where the zombies are, pouring at you.
I can never remember the title.
Dude, we tried to find the name of it, but that game
called,
Day Gone.
Days Gone.
Yeah, Days Gone or something.
Something like that.
I don't know.
It's 22.
Also, you know,
It's something like-
For Honor is one that I was pretty interested in. I'm mostly interested in that one for the potential PvP because I think what it's trying to go for is like a not shitty chivalry. Like Chivalry is kind of this game's FPS game that's kind of homemade feeling. And
I love
think,
Chivalry.
Yeah, you've said you love it, and Charles loves it too, my roommate.
Yeah,
But
so it gets me excited because like in Chivalry, if someone stabs you, you have to block a certain direction, right? Or if they do like an overhead swing, you block high.
right.
So this game has like the 3 systems. So if
Yeah.
they swing on the left, you block to the left.
Right. You have
And
to
it's-
match your stance to match their attack, basically.
Right,
And
yeah.
it's a triangle system. So you have to defend the direction the attack is coming from. And I also think there are different types of defending. So there's like a regular defend, and then there's like an advantageous, more risky type of defense. So yeah, either way, there's a lot of games. I'm excited, you know, because they showed a lot of games. Resident Evil 7 is an excellent example. I had heard the idea that it was going to be there, and when I hear prior, like 2-3 weeks ago, when I had heard Resident Evil 7, it's like gross, you know, like you think back at Resident Evil 6, you think back at Revelations 2, and this is some of the curliest, trash, shitty games that Capcom has ever made in their whole library. Their whole Capcom's library of billions of games, who knows how many they've made. Resident Evil 6 is like one of the worst games I've ever played in my life.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so the fact to me that they announced it, and it's so refreshing and new, and I played the demo already, and it's so new and scary and immersive, I'm super excited. I couldn't be more excited about Resident Evil, the franchise. I thought it would be impossible to be this excited, because it sucked up until this point, and I'm really glad that they changed things up. It seems like a huge turn in the series, and you know, last time they did that, Resident Evil 4 happened, and that's one of the greatest games in the history of games. So, who knows what they're going to come up with? You know, they went from the fixed camera angles to Resident Evil 4 over the shoulder, and then they fucked that up now. So, let's switch genres, and now we're first person, and, you know, I'm down. I'm super excited about it. The game, the demo isn't even, like, really discovered yet, and I loved it. I haven't even really beaten it the real way yet, so... Anyway, what about you guys? Any games that you guys watched that you saw that stood out? Doesn't have to be fighting games.
Yeah, so we have a list here.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. We made a list. We wasn't sure if we were going to talk about E3 or not. Like,
Yeah.
No, but I mean, for me, the biggest one that I did not expect coming was Quake Champions.
I knew you were going to say that. Go ahead.
Of course, I have to. And the thing
right
about
up
it
your
though is like, I didn't know what to expect from it, and then when I saw it, I was like, the trailer, I was like, what the fuck? Because if you guys haven't seen it yet, it seems kind of like Battlefield. Black Ops 3, the newest one, where each character has like an ability sort of thing. So they've kind of gone that route with it. And
Black Ops 3? I thought you were going to say Overwatch.
right, it's kind of like Overwatch, kind of like Black Ops 3 though, where it's you know in Black Ops 3, like each person had like the special move they could do sort of deal.
Kind of.
Right, and so it seems kind of like that to me, and also like Overwatch similarly, but you know I'm waiting to see what it's like. But to me, it doesn't feel like a Quake 3 sequel because they didn't show Sarge, and Sarge is like the main character in Quake 3, and that's the game I really want, the Quake 3 sequel. And with this like ability thing per character, that I don't know how quick like that's gonna be. I'm still hopeful for it, you know, because rocket jumping and strafe jumping is all I really need for a Quake game. So I'm excited about it. We'll see what happens though.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to that Quake game, I got pretty amped up about it only because it looked like the kind of it looked like Overwatch except not so orange, you know.
Yeah.
So I could get behind the art direction of this game a little bit more to tolerate it a little bit more, even if I don't end up liking it because I'm not really into the genre. I'm really not interested in Overwatch at all, but this I could get interested in it if it turns out being something cool. So yeah, I'm down. Quake. What else? What about you, Sajam?
So for me, I got really excited about the Kojima announcement with Death Stranding, although I have no idea what the game is.
Yeah,
but
right.
if Kojima has something is good. Because I'm happy because these people over at Konami ruined everything with their pachinko machine stuff and like not moving on and making actual games. So I'm really pissed about that. But Death Stranding looks sick. Most exciting game that we saw gameplay of Spider-Man. Spider-Man
Huh,
looked
wow.
so sick, actually.
It looks cool too. It looks cool too. You're right.
Yeah, the game looked really good. I thought Spider-Man looked really good, and I thought the new Zelda game looked really good, actually. Even
I
though
heard it's good too. Yeah.
I'm probably not gonna play it if it's on NX, although I've heard it's on also the Wii U.
Yeah,
but
we
I don't know.
googled it earlier. We can't really tell.
Yeah, if it's on NX, then I'm not gonna play it because I'm not buying an NX.
What the fuck is NX?
Wii U?
I don't have a Wii U.
So you're not gonna play it anyway.
Why not?
What's a NX?
Nintendo's next console.
I thought they weren't gonna make a new console. I didn't pay attention to Nintendo at all this E3.
Definitely.
They're definitely doing a new console.
Wow. People told me that people have been asking me if I'm gonna play the new Zelda because it's much more Dark Souls like.
It looks really sick. It has like crafting and like it's just the movement looks really fun. The combat looks good. Like I'm actually really interested in the game. It looks like a ton of fun.
Have they announced a release date for that at all?
I don't think so. And if it is, it's next year definitely.
I mean, because what I'm saying is like, what if it's not going to come out for the Wii U first and then also debut on the NX, right?
Ooh, that would be wild.
Because then that means it's not coming out until the NX comes out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. The game looks sick though. It looks way more fun than other Zelda games. I like that it looks different to me. It
I
doesn't.
haven't even seen it, but I've heard good things. Nothing but good things about it, which is.
It just looks
pretty
really good to be honest. Like not just graphically, but all the stuff you can do too looks fun.
So I'd say from where I'm sitting at least, and I didn't go, but for an E3, this year's E3 seems like it was really good. Usually E3s are kind of a dud. The last 2 years for sure were duds to me. Last year's the big thing for me was Street Fighter V. It was cool. Yeah. I went there, but I remember last year thinking next year make sure you don't go. And so this year I decided that I would stream it, and I had a lot of fun, and I've just really everything worked out so well. E3 was a hit for me. I loved it.
Well, let me tell you about like the at the event experience. Like obviously over the last like 5-10 years, like E3 has become more online, more videos releasing before the event even starts. You know, like these conferences, they didn't even exist before, like the Sony and the Microsoft conferences, etc. You wouldn't see all. So now all the trailers come out there, and then E3 starts, right?
Yeah.
And before you'd go and you get a lot of hands-on time, etc. Now it sucks. Now going to E3 is like going to a theme park and you have to wait like an hour to try anything. It's really terrible, like for the most part. And like even before, another reason people would go is like to get the swag or whatever, right? Swag is like impossible to get now. It's like Rixta and I, we saw like a short-ish line. It was like 20 minutes, right? To take a basketball shot for the free throw line. You get 2 shots. If you miss the shots, you get nothing. It's like, but if you made it, you get a Kobe coin. Rixta, unfortunately, didn't get a shot. Didn't get his shots in. Didn't get a Kobe coin. First try.
Well,
but
I mean, I could have told you that. I feel like the last 2 years, that's exactly the direction it went, where you have to wait for the chance to play. When you're playing, it's not comfortable, it's on a laggy TV, and there's a bunch of fucking people behind you waiting for their turn. And in the end, it's like, what did you even get for that? To me, if you want to go to E3, it's all about the hustle and the networking and talking to people and getting interviews for your YouTube channel and all that shit. If you're not about that, I had a blast streaming it and talking mad shit about everything. Everyone and everything. It was awesome.
Another thing about E3 nowadays is, like, I guess in the past, the main networking people went to do was for retail, right? Like, publishers went to talk to retail outlets, say like, hey man, you know, put our shit on your store shelves, etc. Yeah. And nowadays that doesn't apply as much because everyone's buying things digitally. And because of that, like EA didn't even attend E3 this year. They had their own events separate of E3 at the same area. They were like down the street or something. And they called EA Play. And I think Activision, was not there either. So those are like 2 huge ass publishers that did not attend E3 this year. Yeah. But since E3 is like so known in the game industry, like this week is still what people go on about, you know, and have all their conferences and all that stuff. Yeah. So it's becoming a week, not really an event anymore.
Oh, yeah, definitely it's becoming a week. You know, that's for sure. It started on Sunday, didn't it, or some shit? Monday? It started on Monday. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's cool. Good times. It seems like overall there's a lot to be excited about, a lot more than maybe I would have expected, right? So that's great. I mean, Tekken, all the fighting games, good news. What's up?
The only thing that was interesting I thought was Microsoft announcing their next console, Project Scorpio. Yeah. Like they've announced it to come out next year holiday. So that's like 2017 holiday, so a year and a half from now. Mm-hmm. So it's a super early announcement, and it seems, based on what they're saying, it seems like it's going to be way buffered than the PS4K. I don't know about that for sure, but it definitely seems that way. And so it's interesting because it's like Sony didn't say anything about the PS4K, and I started wondering like, did they just bait Microsoft into making a new console without even releasing anything?
The PS4K isn't even gonna ever happen. It's fake.
Oh. Yeah, like this. So Mike's like, oh shit, we gotta put them down to battle that 4K.
It's the classic turn the left turn signal on and then make a right. The classic strat. I like that. Good shit. Sony's one step ahead of the game every time. Good shit. I'm amped up. I love that there's so much stuff to be excited about. I love that they haven't figured out the Resident Evil demo yet. Some dweeb is gonna figure out what to do with the mannequin's finger, and then I'm gonna get my fucking shit scared out of me, and it's gonna be fantastic. So, lots of stuff to be excited about. Anything else? I mean, can we start calling people bitches after we plug our channels? I think that'll just about wrap it up. So, I can't thank both of you enough. Please, first of all, Lord Internet, make sure you follow these guys up. You guys know you love fighting games and all that shit. And both of these are really, really important figures in the scene. Commentator, professionals. So follow them up. Sajam, give us all your info, will ya?
You can follow me at twitter.com/Sajam, YouTube, Superman Sajam, and also you can find me on the Ultra Chen.
Yeah.
Ultra Chen TV on Tuesdays, 8:30 PST. Twitch.tv/Ultra Chen TV is where I stream now. So
yeah, definitely teamed up with Ultra Chen. Make sure you check him out. And also, you guys do the podcast every Tuesday. You mentioned that. Yeah. Definitely check that out. They really it's a really big podcast. They do it all the time, and you got to check them out. Rip, go ahead. Follow this guy. Go ahead, Rip.
Follow me on Twitter, REEPAL. I'll try to remember to tweet out before we do the Tekken Talk episode this weekend, this Saturday, 4 p.m. with Harada and Michael Murray. My streams are at twitch.tv/levelupyourgame.
And again, like we said, send the questions over to Rip if you want to ask something reasonable that can be answered of Harada. That's the way to get your question asked. So good shit. Do we have our bitch callings?
Would you like to go first? Do you have one of these?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, wow.
I do. I got reminded earlier, actually, what my bitch calling should be. My bitch calling is Konami.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you why. So, I was just browsing the internet, and there was this HD footage released of a Metal Gear Solid 3 cutscene. So, Metal Gear Solid 3 is like my favorite game.
Okay.
It's like, I love Snake Eater. Like, that is my favorite game. So, an HD trailer or an HD cutscene from the final boss fight between Snake and Big Boss, or the boss, was shown, and I was like, oh my god, they're gonna do an HD remake of Snake. And I'm thinking like Metal Gear Solid 5 engine and like Metal Gear Solid 3 game, and that is like together, and I'm like, that would be the most amazing thing of all time, right? I watched the cutscene, and it's a sack of shit. Like, it has the audio, but their faces are not synced up at all, like, to the words and everything. It's like a kung fu movie or something. It's, like, super bad, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Konami announces it's for a fucking pachinko machine in Japan. And I got all excited thinking it was going to be a fucking HD remake of Metal Gear Solid 3, and it's a stupid, shitty cut. It's not even a good cutscene, so I couldn't even enjoy it. It's a pachinko machine thing. Konami can eat 10 dicks. I hate them so much. Kojima's a god.
Damn, I didn't even realize you were all about MGS so much.
Dude,
that's cool,
I got this fucking argument with Tasty Steve and everybody about who was the best Snake, and like, it was like super heated.
Ben Affleck, I'm sure. Fucking,
I told you Ben Affleck was gonna be sick as Batman. What the fuck happened? He was
You told me that?
Yes, and you argued with me for like 2 hours. You're like, what's a Sajam? You weren't even born when Ben Affleck...
Wait a minute here. I think we're not on the same page. Ben Affleck is the worst Batman of all time. I don't know why you think that you were right about that argument. Ben Affleck is a fucking moron. What makes you think he's a good... What? I don't even want to get into this. I can't believe...
Hold on, wait. You're a huge Ben Affleck fan, right?
No, I just thought he was going to be good as Batman.
You're a liar. He likes Ben Affleck.
What the fuck are you talking about, man? Are you serious? You're over there celebrating firing guns in the sky because you think you won this argument? Ben Affleck is trash. He should be fucking killed. He's the worst actor there is. He's terrible.
Okay, hold on. Ben Affleck as Daredevil or Ben Affleck as Batman? Which one is better?
Batman. Come on.
Batman?
Yeah.
What about the movie?
As Daredevil?
Hold on.
We're off the show.
What about the movie?
Terrible.
What about
Ben Affleck sucks, dude.
Daredevil
He's never done anything good. He's trash.
You gotta
He's
pick one.
garbage.
Ben Affleck as Batman was the only decent part about a shitty movie, though.
Is that better than?
That's like saying, the Fast and the Furious is a great movie because did you see that Honda Civic? That's sweet. Don't give a shit about that. It's a shitty fucking movie, man.
Yeah, the movie.
Look, I don't even know why we're getting into this because you're gonna be my bitch calling if you start trying to tell me Ben Affleck is a good fucking Batman. Anyway, okay, Konami was a good one though. Konami was a good one. I'll give you that.
It fucked me up bad, dude. That was rough.
I can relate. That would be rough. Okay, Konami's a bitch. Rip, go ahead.
I'm gonna call Godspeed a bitch for that intro to the grand finals
Oh.
of ESL.
Why? What did he say?
The grand finals begins, and he basically says something along the lines of like, I don't want Sonic Fox to win. No bias here, but I don't want Sonic Fox to win.
So grand finals is Sonic Fox versus Foxy Grandpa. And so it opens up, and the first thing Godspeed says is, I really hope Sonic Fox doesn't win. And I was like, what?
Doesn't win? Why?
I don't know.
And why is that the first thing he said instead of hi?
I don't know. And he said, no bias.
No
That's
bias.
how he answers his cell phone when it rings? His cell phone rings and it's like, hope Sonic Fox doesn't win. I mean, what the fuck? What kind of a greeting is that?
That was
Yeah,
really funny.
That was fucking crazy, man. It's like, look, man, I really don't like this guy at all. I don't want him to win at all. No bias, all right?
What the hell?
Absolute shit, but I have zero issues with it. He's just on point.
That's the first thing you say?
That was funny. I forgot about
Yeah.
That's how you start it, huh? That's how I'm gonna start the next stream I do. When they intro me, I hope Sonic Fox doesn't win. Anyway, here we go.
I hope Ben Affleck's fucking not Batman
Yeah.
anymore. All right, here we go. What's up?
Yeah,
That's stupid.
my bitch calling for sure is that guy. The guy who interviewed the other two guys that made Resident Evil, for sure. Because, I mean, first of all, you know what also is really rough? The number of people watching that interview was lower than the number of people watching my stream. So I could have done the interview and it would have been better. More people would have been watching and I would have asked the right questions. So I was over here steaming. To be honest, if I wasn't streaming and if everyone wasn't watching me, I would have been way more mad. I would have been like, "Arr!" I would have been like you when you were fighting against Anakin at Combo Breaker, yelling at the screen, what the fuck? I took 3 steps, I did 2 flips. I would have been really mad. I would have been really pissed. But I kept it together because, I wanted to keep it professional, right? But man, I was pissed. This guy was trash. How are you going to ask the developer of a game that's not out yet questions that you know he can't answer? And he's Japanese. So in order to tell you, I'm sorry, I can't answer that question at this time, it's going to take 25 minutes. It's going to take 25 minutes for the translator to translate it to him, and then he's going to say, like I said, I keep repeating myself, but I can't unveil that information at this time. And the guy just goes and asks the next question. Is Wesker going to be in it? Who's the last boss? Well, and then the funny thing is, the guy didn't even know what questions to ask, right? So towards the end of the interview, he would take even longer to ask the shitty questions because he doesn't have any questions left to ask. So it was just a disaster. If you ask me, it was fucking unacceptable. And that's because, I'm really passionate about it because I was so excited about Resident Evil. So that guy, eat shit. Whoever that guy was, fuck you.
No bias, just fuck you.
Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah, I really hope that guy doesn't win ESL. That's how I'm gonna fucking intro that shit for sure. So anyway, internet, make sure you follow these guys up. I really appreciate it, boys. This was kind of like an impromptu thing. They're in Sacramento, and I really appreciate we pieced this together for everybody on the internet and everything. So thanks very much. Follow them up. We'll catch you guys later. Take it easy, everybody. See you guys at CEO.
Later.
It's a double click.